Welcome to the Birds on a Wire podcast. Tonight, we have Philip Hoover.
What up, what up?
No relation to the Vacuum Dynasty.
True story.
We also have Gustav Wild.
Hello, mates.
The prettiest boy this side of I-85.
You're just saying that.
And Sam Metzdorf.
Hello.
Who I'm friends with because he's friends with Gus.
Big sell. Big sell. It's mainly
And I'm
the
Ryan
beard.
Cook. I'm Ryan Cook. Don't forget that.
Yeah, no. Who could? Let's be honest.
Well, tonight's the night, gentlemen. We're going to talk about cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Not cheating as in on tests, but cheating relationship-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So I have questions for my audience here, as well as the attendees. What do you define as cheating?
I think like if you're in a known committed relationship and you...
Sorry, I need to specify. Acts. What is the minimum level of an act in which somebody does something? Let's say the difference between just texting someone else that's not your person, or all the way, this has got to be full-blown sex or full-blown anal. Is just anal cheating?
That's definitely cheating.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I would say anything romantic, really.
Anything you don't want the other person to know about, I would say.
That's a good point.
The only thing is, like, after a while, like every relationship, they talk about having sex and thinking about a different person while they're having sex with like their wives or whatever like that.
Is that cheating?
So that's like, and that develops like that always develops, it seems like that's what everybody talks about after like 20 years of marriage.
Is it only cheating if the person you're thinking about is hotter than your significant other?
Well, she
If
turns
they're
you
less...
on.
Because if they're like not as hot, in a sense, you're just slumming it in your mind in order to go back.
To
You're
flatter
just
yourself.
binging on Taco Bell, and then you have filet mignon at home.
That would be nice if you had the filet mignon, yes. But if you had
Why
just
would
like
you-
number 5.
I don't know why we would do that, though.
You've never just had a craving for something gross,
Even though you have good food.
I mean, food-wise, yeah, all the
and
time.
then you regret it. You're going to regret it. Like right after you do it, you're going to say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I told myself I wouldn't do that. I feel awful." Nothing but good stuff from now on.
I like to eat clean, but not...
And sex clean.
Not eat, not...
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't know if I really
Innuendo.
related that.
Got it. Ooh, innuendo.
Now, does it change based on the stages of the relationship? So, let's say before you're official, is it cheating, even though there's an unwritten kind of commitment in the sense that I feel like we're the only people having sex with one another,
I feel like
but
that's
you
a
haven't
common-
officially made it? Boom, you're my girlfriend. Boom, I'm your boyfriend.
I think even before girlfriend, boyfriend, if you have a conversation, the exclusivity conversation, that's when that's the threshold. Then you're solo dolo.
Because there's theories out there in which that exist on the internet where it's not cheating unless you're married.
Yeah,
There's TV series.
I mean, that's like,
There
it's
should be.
like, yeah, not legally cheating, I guess. It's more morally cheating before you're married.
Yeah,
Then
so
is
it
it
becomes
fair to
adultery. Yeah.
Is it fair to define cheating that it must be adultery? Before that, it's just
I think there's separate words for a reason.
Well,
you
I
know?
think it's one is like law. I mean, you can be proved wrong in the courts and whatnot like that for adultery and everything like that.
I don't think that's a law anymore. But I get what you're saying. It
Well,
definitely
I'm
was.
Stoned to death.
Yeah, damn.
No, I mean like
Worth it. She was a babe.
like she doesn't get half of what he makes
Yeah,
because
half
she
your
was
shit.
caught cheating.
She just has to move out.
Yeah. So like that's being told in the court's eyes, but in like people's eyes, I mean, obviously your relationship's just screwed if you're cheating on one another before you get married.
The thing is, I've never cheated on anyone. However, I kind of want to cheat the next time I'm in a serious relationship, so I have that in my back pocket just in case she cheats, and I can always go, well, me too.
Whatever. Yeah.
I did that like 6 months ago.
So you're like already
You late.
You're
So
already
you have to
planning
cheat
on it
with
to
every
fail.
girl just to
Have like that confidence in the sense that if
Just
I get
right at
fucked
the beginning.
over, I won because I was first.
Yeah. First one done.
I knew this bitch was bad news.
So you're already predestined. Like this
So
whole
if she
relationship
never
to fail.
cheats, though,
That you to the grave. You don't tell anyone.
I like it.
It's just like murdering someone. If you
I
happen
like
to
it.
have to murder
It's
someone,
just-
you don't say shit. You shut up. You're questioned. You just shut up. You just say, I cannot recall.
What if she
it's
like
security purposes.
what if this
insurance?
Cheat, what if this cheat like sparks something new, and like you go back to her and you're like, okay, now you can put a finger up my butt, and she's like, where did that come from?
Oh, sexually. Okay.
Yeah. So
Busted.
I would just say, because I'm an adventurous sexual being who loves the intimacy of asshole play.
That's not what I want a porno.
I like it. Thank you.
Great. Next, I'd like to speak to you about airplanes and riding in them, traveling in them. I'm going based. I'm simply going based off a really bad experience I've had recently. So I flew internationally out of the country to Europe. No big deal.
Cheerio.
Economy class, whatever. But
Gotcha.
Ugh. It's so long.
it made me really think about airplanes and how they're fucked up. And there should be some sort of vetting process. You can't just have to buy a ticket and clear security. You should have to clear like a medical clearance or something, because there's always some sick fuck on the plane just hacking his lungs out. And that's what happened to me. There's some old dude who's all coughing. He's all phlegmy. And the whole flight. And it's not just that it's annoying. It's the fact that I knew this is recycled air.
Yeah.
There's not fresh air. You can't crack a window on the bus because someone farted.
That's gross.
You got to keep it. All the windows are shut, and this guy's going to get me sick. And I got sick 2 days into my trip. I was sick, and I was hacking like all phlegmy and shit. And I wanted to find that dude, hoping he'd be in the same city and kick his ass.
Yeah.
Sneeze in his face.
Not only that, there was a baby on the plane. No
Oh, of
bullshit.
course.
Crying.
Right behind you.
Flying a baby international. Leave that fucker home. You don't have anyone that could babysit.
Or just take a
home.
private jet.
Or just wait until the kid's old enough so you can say, stop fucking crying, so it can actually communicate with you and say, oh, I'm crying because I'm hungry. Oh, I get it now. Now you're not hungry, and now you're going to stop crying. But when it's a baby, they're just crying, and you're like, what do I do? And it's just looking at you all. Oh.
Just breastfeed it.
There's so many scenarios to why a baby needed to fly, but you're like so mad at this
Why
baby
they
for
need to?
flying. Yeah, you're so mad
I'm
at
mad
this
at
baby
the
that you can't
parents for being
justify it.
irresponsible parents.
What can you wait till this baby's older?
It's getting baptized in the Vatican.
A few scenarios, like let's say like so there was a death in the family and they had to go to Europe and they're poor.
Because the baby needs to mourn the death of this person it's
They don't
never
have
met.
anybody to babysit
You
the baby.
can't deprive the baby of mourning.
The baby's a prophet, and it's going to the Vatican.
Yeah.
That's not a scenario. That's not eligible.
It's a scenario.
One of the parents dies and the baby has to go live with its new parents all the way in
Who's taking the baby then?
social services.
What was that?
Tongue got stuck. I'm gonna let it go.
Place.
It got stuck on social, and then I just let it ride. I let it ride on service.
Is that in the budget, like in the yearly budget for social services, to fly babies to Europe?
I don't know.
Is that one of their major expenditures?
No wonder we're in debt.
They gotta adopt them. I mean, people adopt kids. Maybe they pay for it.
Why else would a baby need to fly? Because I don't think they ever need to fly. I think it's off limits. I think there needs to be. You don't let a baby on a roller coaster. You don't. They got to be this high. You don't
that's
just. You don't
recreational
bring the
purposes.
baby and get a free roller coaster seat with it as
Yeah.
long as it's in your lap.
But you're not going to like the next state on that roller coaster. You're staying in the park and like you bought a ticket to do it. It's not like
Travel versus
Yeah.
recreation.
You're
So
not
that
like-
means
it's
the
like a
airplane
necessity
is
and not
more. It's more of a.
Necessity.
It's a necessity and not like a thrill and like a leisure activity.
Air travel is a privilege.
Oh my god! Slow down. They're gonna name
Baby shouldn't
Neil
be there.
Armstrong.
Babies shouldn't be on there. I'm very against babies being on airplanes. I wish there was a level of, that the airports and these airlines would take it into consideration, because nobody else fucking cares about this baby. And it's crying and stuff. And why would you expose a baby to that type of pressure? My ears never pop. It take like a week to stop, the pressure in my head. That's why it's crying. You're going to blow its brains out. Its brain's going to pop.
What about like
Can't handle it.
What about like a airline that offers no babies?
Ooh.
Would you be down for that?
I would travel more just to support them. I wouldn't even want to go. I'd fly to Chicago and back.
Yeah.
And just to escape babies.
Get us Sbarros.
Yeah. But no, I would, in order so they succeed, I would buy tickets in order, even when I don't plan to travel.
And it's guaranteed baby free.
Put those in a chamber.
Put all the babies.
That sounds scary.
Put them in like a crying room, like at church. Just have them back there breastfeeding.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
you have to pay for 2 tickets so you can go back there with your baby. And if you bring a baby, you have to buy
Could I
ticket.
buy a ticket to get back and watch the tits?
I feel like I'm crying myself a little bit. I need to go back to the crying room.
It's actually there's a mirror that they look out into all the passengers, but there's also a camera looking at them, and you can just change your channel to that camera.
Is seeing tits? Did you see tits if you only saw a tit? Like if you say I seen her tits, it's like, oh, I saw her tit.
Yeah, you can only say you have to specify that it's a singular.
Like I saw her tit, because a lot of people say, oh, I saw her tits. Well, it slipped out, so you saw her tit.
Yeah, because they can be very different.
I would phrase it, I saw a nip. That's more,
Yeah, probably.
It's clear.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
makes,
single.
Yeah, it makes more sense. Good call.
The last thing I hate about toilets, and it's the same airplane ride in which I had this experience, is the toilets on international flights are not very shit friendly. There's no water in the toilets, and I had to shit a lot.
A lot.
Well, not like in general. I don't shit all the time, but on this particular flight, I had to shit a fair amount, and it was an 8-hour flight. Airplane food. I went to the bar, the airport bar before it took off. Smoked a cig. Had to dump.
Dump it.
But it was boarding time. I'm not, I'm Group B. I'm getting my fucking seat, making sure I get my bag in the overhead. And they're not shit friendly. And the toilet paper single ply assholes.
Really? Oh no, I use the Kleenexes. I reach up and I get the Kleenex.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I don't mess around.
Wow.
I've
Spoken
shot,
like a true-
I've shot on a couple of planes myself.
I'm glad tonight happened because I learned that from you.
You're welcome.
There you go.
But that's why I hate airplanes. I don't know about you guys, but that's me.
I love airplanes.
I hate them. I can't sleep on them.
Now I need to talk about a very, very important topic that's near and dear to my heart and weighs on my conscience often. Instagram etiquette.
It's important.
Pet peeve. People who hashtag overly specific and stupidly long hashtags that only apply to their particular situation in which they just made up.
Like if you click it, it's the only picture in that category.
I did that.
I hate it. I hate it. And the thing is, though, I actually thought what you thought. I'm like, maybe I'm missing out. Maybe this is a hashtag that I'm not cool enough to know about yet. And then I click it and then it's only one. So I'm like, well, you're supposed to hashtag for people to find it, not hashtag.
To be ironic, I guess.
It's that, yeah, they're using it as a comment at that point.
And that was cool in maybe 2011, 2012 when people were really starting
early
to hashtag.
13.
Yeah,
I
early
get
13.
it. But I mean, it's happening now. If you're still doing that now, and let's say you're over the age of 18, you deserve a kick in the dick. Or you need to really promote better and get people to start using it, and then you're a
There
fucking
you go.
badass.
Yeah, unless you're being a pioneer. I try to limit to like 2, maybe 3 hashtags in there, more for like.
Well, it's not even the amount of hashtags, the length of one.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But I mean, so you can never have too many hashtags? Is that what you're saying?
You could, yeah.
So I feel like you should try to keep the number down, be concise with your hashtags, or it looks like you're just desperate looking for like
Bunch of likes.
hashtag USA, hashtag hot girls, hashtag
Sorry, not sorry.
tag for likes, hashtag yeah. Sorry, not, you know.
The secret, which I learned this from like a rapper that did it. You comment on your own under it as a second comment with all the hashtags. Still works, and then after a while, you delete that comment. So then it looks like all these likes came from thin
And you're
air.
still under that hashtag though, right? Or do you?
No, and then once you
you
delete
have to
the
like
comment,
let it
all
sit
the
for a
likes-
day.
Yeah, let it sit for a day or two, and then you
Marinate.
go back and delete it. And then when people are going through your Instagram, like, is this guy cool or not? I'm gonna fuck this dude. Oh, I'm definitely gonna fuck this dude. He's got like 31 likes a pic.
Yeah.
You hear that? See, you learned something else today, everybody.
Girls are doing guys for that reason.
Yeah, I bet there's people doing that right now, commenting on their own, hashtagging their own old
Think
photos.
about it. If you look at somebody and they don't even, they still have all the names of the users who liked it, so it's not even 11 or something.
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Fucking loser.
Yeah.
Look at those names.
I call those people like whores.
How many selfies or too many selfies ratio? Because everyone's going to take a selfie. Don't act like everyone comments, oh, selfies are stupid.
Yeah. No one's
Everyone
too good
takes a selfie. And even when people do it ironically, they still are doing a selfie and they want to do the selfie.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
They still wanted to do it, right? They're just trying to act like, well, I'm cool. It's ironic.
Yeah.
But ratio-wise, let's say you scroll through, and I was looking at a girl's Instagram from my hometown. Honestly, 95% were car selfies or bathroom mirror selfies, which is a selfie. A bathroom mirror selfie is a selfie.
Right.
Like, just because you didn't turn the phone to you, just because it's through a mirror, that's a selfie. I mean,
yeah.
Right?
It's of yourself. Yeah.
Right.
A picture of yourself that you took yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say about 2 a month.
What if you only post twice a month, though? I'm saying like the grand scheme of the percentage.
Ratio?
Like 1 to 4, I would say.
Yeah, 1 to 4.
One of yourself and then 3 of something.
So 25%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she
That's a
attractive?
little high. Or just
That's
in
a
general.
little lower
Okay,
than that.
well, maybe that's the question as well.
I think that's a factor.
Can it be higher for girls than guys?
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
because if she is a babe, you kind of want to see.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's just giving them what they want.
And I don't take a lot of pictures of my kneecaps and toes.
What I can't stand on a fucking selfie, though, is when, let's say, a really true babe does it. And you're like, man, she's a babe. And then she does this like philosophical comment or about how like be you, hustle hard, suck a dick. You know why you posted it. You posted it because you wanted to look sexy and you wanted girls and guys to think you're sexy. You didn't do it to say, entrepreneurship is the key to success or something.
You're not like quoting Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, you're not a rap mogul.
Yeah,
And
she's still in college.
Teaching people how to be successful.
And buy these Oakleys.
I'm going to start
Green tea, scrub.
Yeah.
Tivana.
Vibes. Give out good vibes, and good vibes will find you.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Wave emoji.
As she's doing a over the back ass pic.
Yeah. Have a beautiful day.
I love Instagram.
All right, well, let's move on to our next segment, which is Would you rather? Which one would you rather do? Would you rather have the abilities of the superhero Flash? You don't have to be a superhero, by the way. This is just the abilities in your day-to-day life that you would just be able to do.
But if you don't use your powers for good, you're a douche.
Or you could just do whatever you want. Would you rather have the abilities of Flash, which I guess is just super fast movement, or Daredevil?
Be blind?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I think I'll go with Flash.
Yeah.
But honestly, he's not blind. Like, he's never, in any of the movies that they've done in the show on Netflix, he's
blind.
But he sees through other stuff, and they show his vision.
He sees through his ears.
But they show his vision, and he sees like fire or something.
Yeah.
So he obviously fights people with, accuracy and
Yeah, but you
beats
can't see
them.
2D though.
2D?
I'd rather.
Like TV screens and shit that isn't like sonar. Like he uses like a bat.
So you couldn't watch films or anything.
Yeah,
But you pretty
read-
much have
see
sight.
pictures or
You pretty much have sight, and you have really
you
great
can't
ears.
see color.
can't read.
Yeah, I can't read.
Yeah,
I feel like you can't.
would-
You read with Braille,
Yeah.
Who wants to read with braille?
and he can fight really well.
Then no. Everybody knows that Daredevil sucks here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go being really
mean,
fast.
I mean, yeah. Come
That one
on.
was easy.
Every
What would you choose, Ryan?
My everyday.
I would do Daredevil. He can see. He can practically see. All right, minus movies. I get it. Oh, the sunset. Oh my god. He can
Such a
see. He
romantic.
can pretty much see. He can get away with, and he always has the blind guy, but he's really productive.
Oh my god.
So you
believe
always
you
have the
would choose
advantage.
Daredevil.
You always have the advantage because people doubt you. You always have the advantage because you have some sort of like a handicap, and then babes love that. Babes love handicaps.
So
And
you can't tell if they're hot.
Flash does durability and strength come with it because you
not
can't
necessarily.
What's to say? Like, I walk around at a normal pace, and I still hit like the corner of my apartment, like the kitchen counter with my hip or something. You kind of just always bump into stuff. And if you were moving 3,000 times faster, wouldn't you easily run into the back of a car? It would be like a motorcycle. Those guys would get in wrecks because you'd have to learn it. You'd have to.
You have
just
skills. You have skills. Like, so does Daredevil has skills. But think of this scenario. Like, you're going along with your average day and you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be either blinded or I can walk faster. It's like,
You're missing the point. You're missing the point of you're having all these incredible other senses, and you still can see. He can still fucking see. Essentially, essentially, he can see. He can see well enough to fight 20 guys at a time.
At least with the Flash, you don't have to use your powers. With Daredevil, you're blind.
Yeah.
So
this guy's just.
So you get more return on your investment.
You could just be a normal dude with your Flash powers.
You get more return on your investment because you have to use it every day. So then you'll really get to cash in on having it.
With having a disability.
That he can see, and you can see like in a fire way, the way he sees in the show and stuff. And he still happens to know who's a babe and who's not a babe. He always knows who's babylicious and not babylicious.
Or if you can't tell, does it matter?
Ooh, and then you can always touch chicks too, and be like, "Let me."
I just want to see.
I think he does that. Let me see. I want to see how you look and touch their face.
That's really creepy. And like,
but you're a blind guy, so you can get away with it, dude.
Even the cool things for like disabilities, like you don't really get to access them. Like the parking space. You're not going to be driving when you're blind. That's like the only cool part about.
He could though. You could.
Yeah, but come on.
And then you put on one of those glasses with the googly eyes with the springs.
I'm handicapped.
It just really freaks some people out.
Wave at people at stoplights. And then just kind of swerve in and out of lanes.
And then just stomp on the gas pedal.
Bye, Grant. That's 35 today.
Well, you're not an elder.
I don't know.
Well, old people are blind too, so common association there.
Yeah, but then they don't have it.
Sir, do you know I pulled you over? Motherfucker, I can't see.
I'm blind. And then you lost.
Is it the googly eyes?
Did you say, can I touch your face, Mr. Officer?
I was just going up to the drive-up ATM. Oh, they got Braille up there.
Old Daredevil sucks. Still a Flash.
An old Daredevil.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous that Ryan's wrong.
Yeah. Flash doesn't have to drive, so.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about the benefits of Flash yet, other than he's fast. Okay, cool. I'm saying, think of the negatives.
You don't have to go 100% fast. Have you ever thought, like, man, if I could just go just a little faster? Like,
I'm not good at pacing.
He can hold it back. It's not like...
Well, I'm not good at pacing. That's probably why I wouldn't do it. I can't, let's say, run a mile. Oh, well, do I run the whole time hard? Do I take it easy? If I had to get timed with a mile or 800s, like in track and field, you do an 800. Am I supposed to sprint the whole time? Oh, no, you do 60% for the first 400. And then I don't know what that is. Do you know what 60% of your speed is? Especially in your Flash, you would over or underestimate and you'd hit the fucking car.
I can do 60%.
I think you'd probably test it out just like your first week and you're like, oh, okay, I got my training wheels off. Yeah. Let me take my bumper suit off and then...
Yeah.
You'd never be late to work. That's
ever.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
You would save on gas big time.
You could sleep longer.
You can get into the club without waiting in line. VIP, what's up?
You can get into...
The microphone?
Her club. Nope.
Her club.
I think that's rape.
The hair club?
Even if it's really fast, I think it's still rape.
What if... Nope, let's not keep doing that.
But the blind guy doesn't need to rape because the babes want him.
Oh my God.
He's got the handicap, guys. I'm telling you. Okay, we'll move on. Would you rather date Amy Schumer or date Sarah Silverman?
Sarah Silverman.
Way easy, Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, that's easy for me.
And why?
I just find her like... Well, first of all, I find Amy Schumer's like... Her like kind of like horror humor doesn't really connect
Sarah
with me.
Silverman does the same thing. They're kind of similar.
She's just like, ooh, toilet jokes and like poo poo pee pee. It's like a little more innocent. I don't know.
And she's developed over the years too.
And she's just
Amy Schumer
way
just
more
got
attractive.
on the scene. And Amy Schumer's a little heavy set, but is still sexy.
Well, it just depends on how you like them, I guess.
I don't think either of them are attractive, but if I would be attracted to anything, it would be their comedy, and I like Silverman's a lot better. I'm not attracted to Schumer's comedy.
But you were dating.
It's a personal thing.
Right.
To date her.
Silverman's probably pretty hairy.
Yeah, I do like
true.
a nice little book.
I bet
Not a
Schumer
weird
is
bush.
just well maintained.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to figure
That's
out
a
the
good point.
conversation if we're going to be dating. Like, who's what?
You're dating. You're in a relationship.
it'd be Silverman then.
You have to do funny things and you have to do romantic things.
Yeah, it'd be Silverman.
Sarah Silverman to me, they're both kind of gross, right? They're both kind of like crude. But Sarah Silverman to me is like snot, booger gross.
Yeah, so it's
And
like a
Amy Schumer-
14-year-old boy.
And Amy Schumer is like pound food, gag on cock gross, which to me is a better kind of gross than Sarah Silverman.
It fits more with my interest.
Correct. I feel like we would get along pretty well.
Yo, Amy, if you're listening, Ryan is
I'm just saying.
available.
I'm just saying.
Wink.
You know, I don't want to be all weird or anything and pressure you into anything, but I feel like we could get along, and I dig it. But Sarah Silverman is like the kind of it's like I feel like she would lick a napkin and wipe your face if you got something. Ugh, just
Really?
fucking. I
don't really get that from
She's
her.
like a gross kind of. Even though I
So like
respect
cleaning
her,
your
don't get me
face is
wrong.
gross.
Or just with her spit or something. She's a gross snot. It's like a snot thing. I literally just see she's a snot booger gross.
Mm-hmm.
And Amy Schumer's pound brownies, smoke cock, which
Living the dream.
she's a down bitch.
I hear you. I hear that.
Would you rather have to teleport and arrive Terminator style, so you're naked, just out of the blue? Would you rather have to teleport Terminator style and appear at your hometown church or synagogue or mosque, whichever, on Christmas Eve night? So you know people are visiting from wherever they live and they're visiting family, and it's your hometown, so you have to teleport and you appear naked there. Or
I'm already picking the second one. I don't even know what it is.
you appear naked at work. And if you currently don't work in a place that's heavily populated, whichever job you've had in your lifetime, that's where you would have to. So you know a bunch of people. It's the similar type of scenario. It's just a matter of who they are. Which one would you rather do?
I feel comfortable being naked pretty much everywhere I've worked my whole life. So
That's kind of a weird thing. I feel like that's a weird statement.
He does take his clothes off a lot. Like he did work for Abercrombie. He was a lifeguard. He works.
I was pretty much half naked anyway at my job.
Your occupation kind of, it was expected almost, or it wasn't as...
Yeah. They're like, oh, this is new. Their pants are off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be seen as, oh, he's silly.
Yeah, that's it.
Or he's just really good at his job.
Right. He's
Selling
sold
clothes
that
by
many
not
clothes.
wearing clothes.
So he sold that many. He sold the clothes off his own body.
There we go.
Damn.
Sorry. The
I need
underwear
a
even
raise.
That's a new level.
went. And there was sweat in
Yeah.
them.
A and F.
The floor model.
Floor model got sold. I just got sold this old woman in her rolls. I'm going to go into the back seat with her now.
She probably be at 360.
She's got a crystal
Xbox
bottle
One.
with some sort of liquid in it.
But you're
It looks
telling her,
really cool.
this is my actual shirt. I own this. Anything's for sale.
Commish.
So would anyone choose to show up Christmas Eve
I would
at
say church.
Really?
I wouldn't say work. No way. Church.
Is it First Methodist?
Yeah, it'd be First Methodist.
Nice.
And
That was our
everybody there
church.
is
We
like,
went to the same church.
It's like, oh, no, it would be.
What church is it? Where?
Memorial.
The one by your old house.
Yeah, a memorial.
Where is this in America?
Franklin, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 828.
So I'd go there.
Do you remember the name of the pastor?
Keith Newell. But he's moved on.
Like Faith Newell.
Like dead move on, or
No, he went to a new church somewhere else.
better church?
Good old Franklin.
Yeah.
So you would choose, and why? Why is that?
Because there would be the people that'd be like, oh, we need to clothe him. And like,
That's a
And
unique.
everyone at work's like, ha ha.
yeah, everybody at work's like, you're fired. Nice dick, though.
Totally getting his
Okay,
office.
that's a great perspective to take about that question. I didn't even think about that.
Man, I got dibs on the lean pockets he left in the break room.
He left those mints on his desk. Mine.
That's true. Yeah, I think your coworkers would. There's
would get more
probably
shit.
there's probably a handful that would just think it's epic.
Yeah.
And just
That's what I would do it for.
you know, who cares? And then there's one bitch that'll report you to HR.
Yeah.
Because your dick like scared her or something of the sort.
I catch my foot on like a stapler that was on the rug or something. Oh,
How would you explain why you showed up that way?
I would
Without
just
telling
like,
them that you Terminator style showed up.
if my friends weren't impressed, I would just be like, look, man, not only did I teleport here, I'm naked, dude. Like, just take that, just be in awe. Just take that in. You don't have to like worry about it.
So you do the confidence route.
I'd be afraid. Like I'd do the afraid route.
Like, you're just like,
like you need help. Yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was playing
What year
Monopoly.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Shake.
and like
Yeah, pretend like you accidentally travel back in time.
as some sort of detail, just like keep repeating one thing, like, oh, the hot chocolate was so hot. Hot chocolate was so hot, you know?
This man needs help.
From the future.
Assist him.
Invest in Blockbuster.
My beard got longer, can't you tell?
Invest in block.
Invest in Blockbuster.
Philip.
I think I would say work, because I feel like if you show up at work naked, you're only embarrassing yourself, but church, you're embarrassing your legacy and your family and more people. So like, yeah, probably the thing that would just embarrass me more than anything.
Did a lot of your family members go to the church that you went to?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there would be stories for years about that. If that happened.
Maybe they would just think you're trying to get baptized.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's what happens if you pick church. Just show up naked and be like, it's a miracle.
I'm ready to be saved.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, that would just play off nicely. I think.
I think if you go you could do what Sam said, which is the timid, scared route, or major confidence. It's one
a
or
Christmas
the other.
miracle.
Yeah, major confidence.
It's
where
one
it's
or the
like,
other.
it's my second birth. I'm
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, your arms are just lifted to the sky.
Yeah.
Lord, he's here.
Apply the same thing to work. It's a new team building exercise. Everyone gets naked.
Yeah,
And
I
then
win.
And then as soon as you get that one Jerry Maguire person that goes, who's getting naked with me?
Yeah, the first follower.
They're going to start doing it. And then everyone's naked. They can't fire everyone.
That's true. Dude, great strategy.
Yeah, the only people that won't do that is the females, and they'll be like, yeah, all those guys just got naked in front of
Yeah,
us.
and then all the dudes get fired.
Yeah, and all the guys are just fired. Like, that's the whole
It's
thing.
all
like,
female company.
That's a way to balance the scales.
Or like the one girl that you didn't want to get naked got naked.
Yeah.
She's just way too down. She's the receptionist and just eats the candy.
That's
at
what
the front
happens
desk all
when
day.
you go group skinny dipping. The
You
only
find
girl
out-
that gets undressed, you're just like, damn.
And you find out that quiet boy in the corner is actually a girl, and you're like, wait, what?
Who's a babe?
What just happened?
I think I would choose church. And then I would immediately act like I'm fucking Terminator, and I would go and punch some dude, like, give me your clothes, and like punch him in church, and like get the guy, yeah. And everyone's running, like, oh my god, it's the Terminator, and I'm walking around all like, take the pastor's clothes, and then
Are you dripping wet?
go outside and find a motorcycle and just
Somehow
take it,
start
and a
it.
shotgun,
Somehow start it.
yeah. Boom.
Are you dripping wet in the scenario when you come out? Are you just completely dry?
No, I'm sweaty. I'm sweaty from the
Okay.
teleportation.
Sweating from the teleport.
Yeah.
Completely naked.
It's not easy.
Hit the preacher.
No, at first I said, give me your clothes.
Just take a robe.
And he's like, son, what are you doing here with no clothes on and your cock's out? And
He says that. Because he
That's
says
priest
that.
talk.
Yeah.
then I just pick him up and throw him. And he hits the psalm board with the wood where they put the psalms.
How are you
they
so
never
strong in
change
this
that.
scenario?
What? I just made it
Just
to a
because you could
teleportation.
teleport doesn't mean you could throw people across the room.
This is my fantasy. I make the questions.
This is our hypothetical.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I would do. I would just make sure that I would plan and train and get really strong
Okay.
before it happens.
So you get to choose when it happens.
Or you could do you could just hit like a hymnal and just start singing. It's like page number 35 and just boom, just belt some chords. Like,
Yeah. That to me just seems like a PG-13 High School Musical movie or something that it should be a scene.
focus is now not on the dong.
Let's make it happen.
That brings us to the next segment of our podcast. Gus, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys pay attention to the news or not, but
Nope.
yeah, me neither. But
That show sucks.
Facebook told me that this jet, a Russian jet, got shot down near the border of Turkey and Syria. So Sam knows a little bit more about exactly like what happened, but Sam, tell us about the jet real quick, a little backstory.
This radio tower was talking to the Russian fighter jet in Turkey, and he said, hey, you're in our airspace, get out. And they did that 10 times, and they didn't have any response, so they shot it down. Once the plane was shot down, the two pilots ejected. One pilot was shot in midair by some of the Syrian rebels, and the other one survived after a 12-hour Special Forces rescue mission for the Russians. It's kind of crazy because we're on Turkey's side with NATO, and if Russia really got pissed off and started trying to fight Turkey, we would have to go to bat for them, and that would start probably China getting involved and North Korea getting involved with Russia and them all attacking us. If that's worst case scenario.
WW3.
WW3.
Exactly.
.com.
Would we call it that?
I hope
It
so.
would probably be a world war, I imagine, especially if NATO gets involved. And
Or like Modern Warfare.
3.
It'd be a video game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
MW3.
yeah,
Modern
things that are
Warfare,
happening
or
now. It's
MW1.
live. It's a live video game.
Oh yeah.
I bet there's so many people, couch potato guys, that just can't wait.
They just got boners.
Yeah.
Maybe they have that too, where the people, it's kind of like the movie Gamer, where you take control through a game of a person
Right.
to go fight.
It's like Titanfall.
Hell yeah. I think we would have the most elite military and be able to beat the Russians or whomever if we did that, because some of
we
these
fought with our gamers.
some of these gamers are hardcore
They're
bros.
ruthless.
That's all they do. There's
Yeah.
people who's professional. That's what we actually need. That needs to be the next step in
Virtual
for
soldiers.
our military.
I mean, it's close. We're getting close.
And you
with
do
the
just like
drones.
gamers. You put prisoners or whatever, people on death row or something, and make them the people.
And they control them.
Yeah.
And we
Hey.
take out Putin in fucking one night. When
Yeah.
you give a guy 3 monsters and a bag of Doritos,
Yeah.
and Putin's dead.
Dude, I've been training for this for years.
Oh yeah. Give him like 5
Halo's been
guys.
treating me pretty well.
Give him like 5 lives. Boom.
Yeah, 5 lives. That's
5
all I
different
need.
guys. Yeah.
5 different lives. He might
But he
take them
won't
all
be.
at once.
Can he respawn at the area that he died?
That's
Oh,
gonna
they'll
be
just
tricky.
they'll just have the guys setting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just all follow each other.
All right, you gotta wait an hour
It's a
until it
group of
gets in
5
place.
guys.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna sit back and take a little cat
just
nap.
catch up.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about with people with such short fuses and that kind of stuff, where you can just blame somebody like, hey, you ass, like you blew up my ship and now I'm mad at you.
On a micro level, this happens every Friday and Saturday night at a bar in Buckhead.
Right.
There's just some meathead dude. You shot down his plane, aka spilled his drink, because you're in a crowded bar, and it just kind of happened, and
Someone ran into
you should
you.
expect it. And then his bros
Domino.
just come in hard, looking to rally cry, and that's when you got to drop the thunder. That's why you got to drop the thunder, and you gotta lift rocks like you do.
Yeah.
Lift rocks, bro.
Lift rocks every day.
And you just crush them. You come in with the haymaker.
Boom.
But no, it happens every time. It's just on a larger scale and like a country level.
Right,
Russia's the drunk
Meathead.
dude with the tribal tat.
Right. It's just so funny to see it like that, though. It's so like we still have like children leading the world.